Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today's video is going to be a June 2022 monthly budget recap using the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. If you're interested in seeing that, please stick around. As I said in my introduction, this is going to be a June 2022 monthly budget recap. This definitely will be posting later in the month of July than I normally try to post my budget recaps, but it just took me a little bit longer to get to filming this video and fitting it into my video schedule. My air conditioner just started going off, so if it's a little noisy in the background, I do apologize. As you can see, we are in the monthly spread for June 2022 in the Budget by Paycheck workbook, and everything on this spread has been checked off. I paid all my bills, I contributed to all my savings challenges. June was definitely a little bit of a wild month for me. Over the past several weeks, I've been saving for a down payment on a new vehicle. I ended up getting my car on June 22nd. I ordered it back in April, but I didn't receive it until June 22nd. Car market is insane, so it definitely was something where I had to basically order my car and wait to get it. Because of that, there's a lot. My inflow looks bananas for this month, but it's mostly just because of like the car purchasing process and all of that. So jumping ahead to the Where Did My Money Go worksheets, which is really where you get to break down. Actually, no, before we get to that, let's talk about my net worth. So in 2022, I've had a goal of figuring out my net worth every month. This is not something I've ever done before using the Budget by Paycheck workbook, even though it does give you a sheet to do that. I do cover up my assets, but as you can see, my liabilities has changed. I have my student loans on here, but I now also have my new car. So I currently owe $25,939.44 on my car, and you will hopefully be seeing this number drop quickly once I kind of figure out vacation and figure out how to fit a student loan payment into my budget and everything like that. I definitely want to make sure I'm making this a priority. So all of my assets added together are $186,509.48, and my two liabilities are $70,910.32. So that means my net worth for the month of June was $115,599.16, which is definitely a drop from last month, and that's because I have a new debt, which is my car. Overall, my net worth has just been dropping since I think probably like March because of things with the stock market and my retirement accounts just kind of dropping. I did actually look into it a little bit more closely, and since the beginning of 2022, my retirement accounts have lost almost $40,000, which is quite a bummer. But you know, again, it's about the long game, so I'm trying not to get too worried about it. Moving forward to the Where Did My Money Go worksheets, we first have the monthly budget category breakdown, which again is looking a little bananas because of everything with purchasing my car. So basically, your starting balance is what you brought into the month of June, what you had in your checking accounts and in cash envelopes at the beginning of the month. And for me, that was $628.35. My earned income, I'm having a hard time trying to distinguish between earned and other income to not confuse myself. And so I think what I'm going to do moving forward is just make earned income strictly what I have coming in from my full-time job. Any other income that I have coming in, regardless of the source, will be considered other. So whether that's somebody repaying me for something that I purchased, if I get any money coming in from Etsy, from my Etsy shop, or from AdSense, from videos here on YouTube. Now, I do have AdSense for YouTube here, but I actually don't generate a lot of revenue on YouTube, so I haven't received a YouTube paycheck in a couple months probably. I've only been paid from them once, and over the last couple months I haven't received anything from them because I haven't met their threshold to receive a payment, which is $100. So I do have AdSense revenue coming in, but the reason why you really haven't seen me share it on here is because I haven't had anything come in the last few months. So, and the month that I did have it come in, I think I didn't even do a monthly recap. I think that was April, or maybe even May, and I just, yeah. So earned income is just my paychecks. Other income is everything else, which was $105.53. Savings used, as you can see, this is a big chunk of my inflow for the month of June because of my car. And so everything together, my total monthly inflow was $19,643.77. As you can see, I actually have kind of equal amounts of red and green here in the difference column between my budgeted and my spent, which I'm kind of proud about. I would have expected to see pretty much all red, but I managed to stay under budget with some of my categories. First of which was groceries. I only spent about $320 of my $400 budget, so I was under budget for that. Eating out, I was actually under budget for, though I did catch an error. After I had completed this, I was looking back through my purchases because I'm off, and what I realized is that when I took my mom out for birthday dinner on June 11th, or that weekend of my mom's birthday, I counted our dinner as a miscellaneous expense and not an eating out expense. So with that dinner, I would have actually been over in eating out, and my miscellaneous category would have been a little bit less, but you know, it is what it is. I didn't want to go back and change everything. So it looks like I'm under budget here by $42. Technically speaking, though, I was actually over budget, but I miscategorized one of my transactions. For gas, I was under by $5. That was really exciting. I am filming this video on the 4th of July because I have the day off from work, and I purchased my car on the 22nd of June, so we're almost at the 2 weeks of having my car, and I haven't had to fill up yet, and I'm just at about a half a tank. So that's really exciting. I'm definitely going to be very excited to see kind of what my gas total is for July, because it'll be the whole month in my new car, which is a hybrid. So that'll definitely give me more of an indicator as to how much I will be spending on gas every month. For miscellaneous, I usually budget $300 because with every one of my paychecks, I budget $150 in cash towards miscellaneous expenses. As you can see, I blew that budget out of the water. Like 122 of it is that dinner for my mom's birthday. But honestly, like going back, it's a lot of little things, not even a lot of big things. So it's just like, I wish I knew like why that total ended up being so much, but I feel like it kind of just got away from me a little bit throughout the month. My spending got a little away from me. So yeah, it just all little things that added up to be quite a large amount. For miscellaneous bills, this is obviously a huge chunk of money, $13,809.01. And the reason why this is so big is because this is kind of where I put in my down payment for my vehicle. So I ended up making some last minute changes to my down payment on my vehicle, and then on top of that, I was kind of hit with a little bit of a surprise when I picked up my car. So I wanted to save $7,000 for a down payment on my vehicle. I had already put down $2,500 of that. Last minute, I decided to put more down in order to have a lower monthly payment. So I ended up putting down, well, what I was going to put down, or what I thought I was going to put down, was going to be $12,500. So I was going to add an additional $10,000 to what I had already put as a deposit on my vehicle for a total down payment of $12,500. Got the bank check, did everything, get to the dealership to pick up my vehicle, and when I'm handing the gentleman my bank check for my deposit and then the check for the rest of the cost of my vehicle, because I didn't go through the dealership for financing, he's telling me that what he has for the total amount of the vehicle and what I have for the total amount of the vehicle are two separate prices. As it turns out, when I was sent my money order, or not my money order, my purchase order, which is what I used when I went to the credit union that I utilized for my financing on my vehicle, the amount of what my car was going to cost was wrong on the purchase order. And it's funny because when I was showing it to the gentleman at the credit union, it seemed a little low to me. And I definitely clocked that it seemed a little low to me, but I didn't think anything of it or like dig a little bit more into detail. So it kind of slipped my mind. And then at the dealership, we ended up realizing that it was off by about $2,500 with tax, $2,600 and change. As it turned out, they messed up the purchase order, but I had signed a document indicating that I knew what the cost of the car was. And on that document, it had the correct price of the vehicle. So as I'm sitting there at the dealership, they're basically like, well, we need a credit card or a check or something for $2,600 because that's what you're off by. Needless to say, that was not my favorite moment. I was incredibly stressed out by that. That just kind of threw me for a loop and was very frustrating. Thankfully, I have savings, and so I was able to pull it and do that. I actually put it on a credit card because I wanted to get the cash back, and then I paid the credit card. So that's why this is like $13,800. So $12,600 of that is the down payment on my car. More so the $10,000 that I hadn't already put down, plus the $2,600 I got slapped with when I got there. So that's why this value is as high as it is. Now, in the end of the day, I'm trying to be positive about the whole situation. $2,600 less that I have to pay off, $2,600 less that I'm paying interest on. But yeah, it's kind of shocking to be in that situation. Like, thank gosh I had the $2,600. Like, what if I didn't? You know, everybody's like tightening their belts. Like, inflation is real. Like, what if somebody didn't just have $2,600 to pull from somewhere? That's wild. So anyways, that's that miscellaneous category. Savings, I usually try to contribute $3,000 to savings, specifically my house savings. I was very under for that this month, which was a little bit of a bummer. $700 under where I would have liked to be. Hopefully that will change come next month. Utilities, I was right on track. Housing, I was right on track. Giving, I was over by $50, which I'm never going to be bummed about. And then I did pull from 2 sinking funds for the month of June. One was the birthday sinking fund for my mom's birthday. I pulled $150. And then my medical sinking fund, I pulled $64 out of because I had to get some blood work done and my insurance didn't cover the whole cost of it. Now, as you're doing this monthly budget category breakdown, you do need to remember to include the money that you're rolling over from June into July. If you don't do that, your budget's going to be off because the Budget Moms method is all based on it's all focused around a zero-based budget. So the amount you have coming in needs to equal the amount you have going out. And if you don't include your July starting balance, you're going to be off by whatever that amount is. So my July starting balance is $790.40. And if I add everything together, the total that I got was $19,543.95, which, as you can see, is off by $99.82. I'm sure I'm either counting something twice. No, I'm sure I'm forgetting to count something that I needed to count, and that's why I'm off, or something. But I did look back a little bit, and I couldn't find it on my first kind of glance through, and I decided this month was so out there anyways that it just wasn't worth me stressing over. So I moved on, and I moved on to my monthly debt and savings breakdown. So as you can see, I do have some stuff written in on the debt side, and that's because I am actively going to be starting to pay on debt. I'm going to be paying on my car. I put here, this was the exact amount that they hit me with at the dealership that I had to just come up with on the spot. It was $2,658.78. So I ended up pulling that and I marked it off here as a debt payment basically. And then for my savings, I broke everything down. I basically saved 33.5% of my income this month, which is really exciting. The vast majority of that went to my sinking funds, $1,630, because I was saving for the down payment on my car. House savings got $404, which is a lot less than I would have liked, but you know, sacrifices are needing to be made for other priorities in this moment. $5 challenge, I contributed $75. 2022 challenge, I contributed $43. 52-week challenge, I contributed $98. And then emergency fund, I contributed $10. So I would say this does kind of align with what my priorities were in the month of June, because my car became a main priority. For the month of July, I'm actually thinking this might look very similar, because now I'm focusing a lot on my vacation that I'm going on in October. And so my travel sinking fund is going to be getting a lot of money put into it over the next couple of months. And again, my house savings, while I want to keep contributing to it, isn't going to be so much of a priority until I save up for that vacation and then kind of try to restart contributing to my house savings with the rigor that I was before, especially because I did have to pull money from house savings when I was purchasing my vehicle. So I definitely want to make sure that I am replenishing that. Moving on to the last page in the Where Did My Money Go worksheets, we have our monthly spending comparison. So obviously my inflow change from May until June is very different. It's almost a $10,000 difference. And again, that's because of purchasing my vehicle. I did spend more on groceries this month. I spent less on eating out and less on gas. I did spend more on miscellaneous. I was really proud of my miscellaneous spending for the month of May, and I definitely want to do better in the month of July. For miscellaneous bills, if it hadn't been for everything with regards to my car and my down payment, I actually think my miscellaneous bill spending would have been pretty decent for the month, which is exciting. Again, less towards savings, which I'm not super happy about. Utilities was around the same. Housing was the same. Giving, I spent a little bit more. I did use my holiday and car maintenance sinking funds in the month of May, and I didn't use them in June. And then birthday and medical, I utilized in June, but not May. And then my house savings I pulled from in May, for a different reason beyond house or car. So definitely a mixture of red and green over here as well. But, moving forward to next month, I'm really, really hoping to kind of hone in on my miscellaneous and miscellaneous bill spending, and then up my savings. So that is my recap for the month of June 2022. It was definitely quite an interesting month for me when it comes to my budget, because of everything having to do with my car. Now that the whole process of saving for a down payment and purchasing the vehicle is behind me, I'm really hoping to see my budget kind of stabilize itself in a way. Again, my next main goal that I'm trying to tackle is saving for my vacation. I am going on a vacation. It's official. I actually booked it. I'm leaving at the end of October and vacationing into November. I'm going to Disney with my family. And so that is the main thing that I'm going to be saving for. I think I've mentioned in other videos that I usually just save for the cost of the trip, and then my family will reimburse me. And then when they reimburse me, I use that money as my spending money while I'm there. And then if I have anything left over, then I put it towards a savings goal, which in this case would probably be my house savings. So saving up for that vacation. I do actually have a tracker in the back here. So this is my car tracker. I don't think I've shared this yet, but basically I have this sheet to fill out as I'm saving, or as I'm paying off my car. And as you can see, I already have 3 rows filled off, which is really, really exciting with my down payment and everything like that. And then I do have this Disney tracker, and I want to save $7,000. And yeah, I already have 2 rows of this filled out, which is really exciting as well. I have my house trackers back here, which didn't see much use in the second quarter of the year, but we'll see how it goes for the third quarter. So yeah, that's I'm hoping that we now have June behind us. Things will stabilize in July, or just make more sense to me in July, be a little less stressful and up in the air in July. If you have any concerns or questions or thoughts about this budget recap, please do not hesitate to put them down below. And as always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.